Hi, my name is Charlotte Smith. I am from Mount Gambier, South Australia, and I'm currently living in Adelaide for uni. I would like to acknowledge that I'm currently on the traditional land of the Kaurna people and would like to pay respect to elders past, present, and future. So here is my monologue. All but you who looked at me and smiled. Look at me. Please look at me. That's all I want. In this very moment, I want you to see me, you, the one I'm speaking to. The only person I want to hear me. The only person who ever looked at me. You looked at me and you smiled. I want you to hear my words. That's why I speak to you now, in hopes you'll hear me and see me again. Once you've seen me, you'll hear me. And once you hear me, I'll be happy. I'm so lonely, all by myself. No one ever sees me in this desolate sky. You're the only one who notices. I try very hard to stand out. I feel like I've been trying for millions of years. Lifetimes have gone by. I'd begun to lose hope. I was ready to just accept my fate as another dot in the sky. Ready to lose hope of being heard. Someone like you must surely know how it feels to be seen all the time. You look so beautiful, and yet you still have the kindness to look my way. I know you have many friends who you like to play with, and that you like to tinker with your telescope. You also like to draw the stars and the places they live. So now I look at all the people and would like to draw where they live too. You also have a time-telling machine that you always have with you. You seem to love it very much, almost as much as I love you. I'm constantly surrounded by things that cannot listen to me. Others like me, they don't like to listen. They like to ignore me and keep to themselves. All the things that fall around me rush past. They're too busy and too important to listen. I recently noticed that you have freckles, which I find quite funny. I myself am a freckle in the infinite abyss. We already have so much in common. So why can't you hear me? It's so cold all the way out here in the darkness. I'm the only source of heat. There is an object covered in ice flying towards me right now. I'm going to say hi. And it melted. And it's crashing into me and burning. That was going to be a distraction from you. I see this as a sign that I should not stop looking at you. Even from this great distance, I should keep looking at you. Your attention. That is what I desire most. I've been thinking about how I could possibly get your attention. Playing to my strengths seems to be my best option. Light. Humans love light. My light will make you see me. I'm gathering my light, and I'm thinking very hard about my light. I'm thinking about where I want it to go and who I want it to hit. I want my light to hit you. My light will hit you. My light is sharp and my light is hot. It's a blinding white light, not like your sun's. Your sun is warm and soft, and it's gentle and caring. I will make you feel me. I have to. I'm desperate for you to feel my light. It's going. My light is going to you. It's beaming directly to your planet and crashing through anything that stands in its way. I will stab my light into your earth and make you see me so that you can hear me. My light disintegrates anything in its direction on its way to you, tearing moons and asteroids apart. It knows where it wants to go, and it will not let something so simple as a small planet stop it. You're looking through your telescope, so unaware that I'm about to inject my light into your earth. You, with your small freckles, and the time-telling machine you always carry with you. My light gains speed the longer I look at you. You with your telescope, looking the other way. You don't even notice me yet. And then my light is. It crashed into the Earth's crust with immense speed, creating cracks and cementing its place. It crashed into your earth, and it's holding on tightly, not wanting to let go, gripping to the rock and threatening to rip it out the ground. Do you see me? You do, you're looking at me. You're finally looking at me. This time you're not smiling. You look scared. Why? Please smile. If you smile, I'll know you want to listen. Wait, no, stop running. I haven't even told you what I want you to hear yet. I don't understand. I thought you wanted to see me. But now you're running away, all the way to the other side of your planet, the side where the sun is shining. Because you know that where the sun shines is where you cannot see me. I only have a couple more things I can try before it's too late, and I lose you forever. I cannot see you anymore, and don't want to. I seem to feel sadder without your presence. Maybe you're just ignoring me like everyone else. I don't want that. I want you to know you can see me, so I know you will listen. I'm going to drill a hole into your earth. That will be something you cannot run away from. The energy around me is stagnant, but I will make it hot and moving, and it will feel the desperation I feel for you. It's not of the time for you to ignore me, the one person who ever looked at me. I'm drawing in the energy and I'm aiming it. This energy is spinning and fast and is determined to have you notice me. Just like me. I am ready. I'm going to make you see me. I begin to drill the hole right through the middle. I can hear the crunch when the drill enters the crust and the splash of the ocean. I almost can't see what's happening because of how much dust there seems to be. But then a pretty orange ocean comes out of the center of your earth and starts to fly around and spark against the blue water. The rocks break apart and tumble around. The water splashes around, making waves. A lot of the green seems to disappear, but that's okay because I can see the orange flowing all around your planet now. All of the sand becomes filled with water, so you have no more beaches. Your earth has places that create the orange. They are letting their orange go to where your kind is. Now people get to swim in it. I made your planet a gorgeous orange like it used to be billions of years ago. And I made the ocean warm. Do you see that? Do you see what I did for you? All the ice is melting, so now you can swim. And the orange glows so you can see during the night. I see you. There you are. You're looking at me again. It's so nice to see you. And it feels better to have you see me. Will you listen to me now? Please stop ignoring me. Why won't you speak back to me? Please, say something. Say anything. I promise I'll return your kind words. I'm begging you. If you listen to me, that will be the place. Where my words land will be my place, and that's all I want. I want a place. I need a place. When I die, I won't have even lived. Not unless my words reach you. Not unless you reply and let me know that your words mean something to someone. That my words have found a home in your soul, and my words have touched you and made you feel like you have a place. Don't ignore me. I just wanted someone to hear me. I just wanted to be heard before I died. I exerted myself to have you hear me. You think that was easy? I want you close, so you have to listen. Is that what I have to do? Do I have to draw you closer to me to make you listen? And that's what I'll do. I'm not sure what will happen when a planet collides with a dying star, but I'm sure it'll be beautiful. I center what feels to be the last of my energy, and I think about what I want. I want you near. Gravity is on my side, something your planet has a lot of. I can feel the gravitational pull of your planet, and I use it to pull you close to me. I will pull your whole planet so that you can stay with your telescope and bring your time-telling machine with you. I'm pulling you close. I can see you getting closer. This is my last chance. If I don't do this, you will never hear me, and this will all have been for nothing. My life will have been for nothing. Unless I can get you, the only person who looked at me and smiled, to hear my words and listen to me. You're getting closer. I'm sure I can hear you now. I can feel the power your planet has. I can feel its strength. I see every freckle on your face now and hear the ticking of your time-telling machine. yet you're still too far away. I watch as I'm pulling your Earth and it knocks into other planets. Parts of your planets are flying off as they hit an asteroid. I'm face to face with your planet, and I'm face to face with you. As Earth enters me, I feel its power. The water steams and bubbles as it touches me. All of the precious metals under the surface melt and pour into space, and the orange fills me with more heat. I've only managed to pull half your planet to me, and it seems you are on the other side. You won't stop running away from me, still ignoring me. I pull faster and harder, burning everything around you. You are the last thing left of your planet. Now you have to listen. Why do you continue to run? You've seen me pull Earth. I will make you stay. Do you not see how much effort I'm putting into gaining your attention? Does that mean nothing to you? Your limbs try to pull at the nothing, to try and escape my grasp. You're trying to ignore me, but I will make you listen. You look at me as if you're trying to say something. Are you finally speaking to me? I can hear you, clearer than the day your sun creates. That means you can hear me. That means you're listening. You're actually listening to me. Me and my words. My words are reaching you. You're screaming. Why? You're so close to me. I am your son, and you will hear my words. Thank you for listening to me. And now get ready for Jordan Clayton Lewis.
Hey everyone, I'm Jordan and I'm an author from the Northern Rivers of New South Wales, and I'm currently reading to you from Widgery country, and I would like to pay respects to elders past, present and future. This monologue is called Crossroads and Dusty Boots. Cameron, 16, in the Flinders Ranges, Spencer Gulf of South Australia. At a crossroads with dusty boots with you say. A dirty, rusted crossroad, lined for God knows how long. The flies buzz and stick to my moist white t-shirt like torturous tape. Tingling skin, racing thoughts, fermented scenarios in my head. No outcome unless I am dead. I stroll, the sound of my boots going clink clonk on the metal of the rail line. If I walk along this cage of ribs long enough, the big furious beast will come and throttle me whole like a giant fly. Bits of me scattered on the spring wildflowers. I could never do it myself. Way too much of a pussy. Why do you think I'm on this horizontal ladder to fuck knows where? Oh, I can hear it. That shrieking echo through the hills. Sounds like a bear, or a dinosaur, maybe even a hybrid. An eerie presence of sunburnt euphoria scalds me with a brush of hot wind. The evaporation of oil blurs my vision the further I walk. I see something ahead. A grey, plump thing, laying across the tracks. I swear to God, if that's a dead body wrapped in a wetsuit. I always loved horror movies and all, but being a character in one, now that's a different story I don't even want to know the end to. Oh, Cameron, you fucking idiot. What on earth are you doing? Oh, shit. Breathe. Breathe. It's definitely grey. It's definitely plump. It's a baby fur seal? What the fuck? Art, he shrieks. He's looking at me too with those beady black eyes and a sharp toothy smile, and those Spinifex whiskers. His flipper's caught in a nook in the metal and is struggling to break free. Well, that's pretty unfortunate, but look, not my problem. I've got bigger flies to fry. Like myself. I'm just going to walk by and not look him in the eyes. You're going crazy, Cameron. It's not real. I brush by without looking down. That reminds me. Which way am I going to lay on these tracks? Did I want to lay within them or across them? Oh, Mr. Seal, you're doing it just perfectly. Across the tracks it is. I lay down on my back. Well, this is uncomfortably, comfortable. I see steam in the distance behind the hills. It's getting closer. So close I can almost taste it. Ouch! Of course I would lay in an ant's nest. Just my luck. I stand up and brush them off. The seal shrieks again. It's so strange how a simple sound can spark a memory. The memory of saving a fallen loved one. Surely I haven't lost that part of me. That moment when someone's about to break down with eyes full of glass and you just inhale their sadness deeply. All right, I'm coming. If I can't help myself, at least I could help him. I approach the seal and inspect him. His skin is like leather, but not the fine, smooth leather on brand new boots. Dry, coarse, crinkled leather caked in dried, crusty mucus. I notice a scar on his hip scaling his rib cage. I wonder how that happened. I have one almost the exact same size, in the exact same place, a feverish attempt years ago. Maybe me and this seal aren't so different after all. He's heavily dehydrated. He needs water. I frantically look around. I tug on his flipper. The seal barks. The pulsing pain in my arm grows. I apologize with 3 sorries, promising him that I'll get him some water. Thinking. He doesn't look so good. He coughs again and just puts his face into the rust. Ah, my shirt. I take my t-shirt off and wring it out over the seal, dripping sweat all over his flipper. I kneel down again and try to lube it up. No use. Another groan and still a trap seal. Oh shit, there it is again. A horn warns twice. It's getting closer. There's only so much time. You can do this, Cameron. The beast is now in eyeshot, peeping around the corner in the distance. Fuck. What do I do now? I build up a golly in the back of my throat. Do it. Spit on him. I hear the chug of the wheels along the track, alarm bells ringing in my head. I pull on the flipper. Come on, nearly there. You can do it. Come on. It's so fucking close. And he's off. Yes. The beast, long and winding, whooshes past us with a wall of air. Racing heart declines. Puffs and pants fade. The seal thanks me with a weak kiss at my ankles. Let me tell you, though, this journey wasn't over. Not one bit. You need to get to the ocean, don't you? I ask him. The skin on a seal is not meant to look like that. Although a seal isn't meant to be in the middle of the desert either. They need that salted aqua splash for that silky smooth skin. Not gonna lie, he's a heavy type with those flippers wrapped around my shoulders. Back breaks and fish breath. My shirt draped over his back for protection. The ocean isn't too far away, but God, this guy's heavy, and boy, am I walking fast. We walk, and we walk, and we walk. 2 dry mouths gaping for water. This guy better not die on me. I better not die on me. Come on, push it. Harder. Sweat. Tears. A swarm of flies now cover my back like a master art piece. I feel them sucking the sweat from me. Nearly there, Mr. Seal. I can see those aqua ocean blues in the distance. You're nearly home, buddy. Nearly home. We reach a town and the tracks stop. The walk down to the shores of the Gulf soothe us with white fine sand. At least now I have a moment to feel at home here without the sun blaring down on me, or dust spread on my skin like glitter. I dip my toes into the waveless water. The seal submerges himself, wading through the shallows with his flippers as he regains his strength. He swims deeper. He won't survive here much longer. He must glide back to the colder waters. There's something about you, Mr. Seal, and I can't quite put my finger on it, I tell him. It's like I've known you my entire life. He points to the scar on his rib cage. I point to mine. I have known him my entire life, just like I now know myself. I cry when you cry, Mr. Seal. I feel what you feel. From the bone-crushing pain in my arm to that empty feeling of homesickness, the tears that trickle with the scar on your side. He winks and kisses me on the cheek, swimming off into the deep waters without another word. I float on top of the surface, exhaling as I do, and feeling complete contentment from my brain all the way down to the tips of my toes. Home. Crossroads and dusty boots. A seal under the surface. Me. Thank you for listening, guys. And we now have Alexandra Travers doing her monologue. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Alex Travers, and I'm a theatre maker, playwright, and creative producer coming to you from the lands of the Eora Nation in New South Wales, on whose land I live, create, and pay my respect. Tonight I'll be reading my monologue, Where Does It Hurt? You phone Chief Inspector Mum of the planet Pluto for regular transmission updates. I sit in the cockpit, watch as we slowly rotate the Earth, and sit behind the wheel as we nudge past Mercury. Our spaceship is weirdly the same shape as our caravan, ready for our intergalactic mission to the planet Mars. I report for duty as you keep an eye on all things Saturn. I reckon if we ever crashed to Earth, we had better land on a country that spoke the same language, had plenty of open space, and knew how to cook a decent lasagna. I'm wearing one of those white spacesuits with the striped armbands and the space logo on the front. I look flipping cool. I spy an alien out the window and I turn to show you, thinking you'll look over my shoulder and smile. I see you gasp, not at the alien, but because you can't breathe. You're suffocating and you don't even have the strength to call Chief Inspector Mum to tell her you're choking for air and slowly dying in a space shuttle 367 million light years away from home. By the time I float my way over to you with an oxygen mask, your face has turned blue and your hands are clutching your chest. I shove the mask over your face, knowing there is no way I can resuscitate you if you lose consciousness or support your weight if the whole no gravity thing only works when you're breathing. I'm waiting for your breath to fog up the oxygen mask. I push on your heart with my tiny hands. No response. Is that what they say? Clear. I'm watching the mask for breath. I'm trying again, harder this time. I promise I'm trying. Will I break you? My tiny hands are red. We wait. Everything happens at once. Your lungs expand, the mask fogs up, and your chest rises. We're breathing. For a little bit at least, we're both breathing. You took your giant-sized hand in mine. Can you smell that, you said? Smells like serenity. I remember Dad waking me up in the back seat of our worn-out car with the scratchy seat covers and a sore throat from an open mouth. Something about a wee stop at the next turn-off. I could only see Dad's light blue eyes through the rear vision mirror. He caught my eye and I could tell Dad was smiling, even though I couldn't see his teeth. I never noticed he did that before. Dad had got it into his head we were going to see the great outdoors. Why would you want to go on an overseas holiday when you can explore your own backyard? But Dad, we can open our own back door, stand in our own backyard and just say we're already in the great outdoors. Why do we have to drive 8 hours to see someone else's backyard listening to Paul Kelly and your terrible singing? Where's your sense of adventure, Dad said, chucking another couple of twoies in the yellow esky, which nearly got forgotten as we drove out the drive. We drove for hours. Mum had this blissful look on her face, the type adults get when they don't have to go to work. She didn't even kick up a stink when Dad realised the next fuel stop was 120 k's away, and we needed to go back to the last one-horse town to fill up. Mum works in a bakery on the bread line. She wears one of those funny shower caps that surgeons wear when they're saving lives. Mum doesn't save lives. We get free bread though. The next day, I remember being woken up early by the squawk of some galah and the chatter of some city slickers sitting by a burnt-out bonfire. I didn't know they were from the Big Smoke until Dad told me they reversed their box trailer into a ditch and needed a tow. Dad also said they drink Prosecco, whatever that is. That same morning, when Mum was still snoring like a train, Dad snuck up behind me as I was shoveling Cocoa Pops into my mouth and zapped me under my ribs with his 2 fingers so I'd jump. He said he wanted to show me something. We stuck on our joggers and Dad took my hand. I don't usually let Dad hold my hand anymore, but I thought, look, I'm on school holidays and I don't reckon I'll see anyone I know out here, so it'll probably be okay. He takes me up this winding path, right by the caravan park that stretches for ages. Dad started to walk slower and stumbled as the mountain got steeper, but I squeezed his hand and he puffed his cheeks out like a goldfish with his eyes crossed, trying to make me laugh. I had to stop twice to retie my shoelace, and I was hungry again by the time we got to the top. And so I'm standing there puffing and totally starved, waiting for Dad to say something, to show me what was so important. He didn't say anything. Instead, Dad, who was still holding my now very sweaty hand, says, "Close your eyes." And I look at him, this pasty, middle-aged, balding, beer-gutted dad, standing on the type of earth that crunches when you move and is as red as the sunburn on the back of your neck, right where you missed a spot, and with a look of pure happiness across his closed eyelids and unshaven face. He used to say things like, "I love you so much and heaps," and a bit more. We're standing on the mountain. The birds are chattering to each other. I imagine they're saying, "No, you first. It's your turn to go and hide. I'm already starting to count. Keep your eyes shut," and that's cheating. Closer is the mosquito. Just one. Buzzing. Left ear, right ear. Now it's on my nose. Neck, swat. Shoulder, swat. Right elbow, swat. Left eyelid, swat. Dad raises one lid to look at me. Then there's the breeze. Mother Earth's air conditioner. She picks up my sweat and dries it, carrying the water in a can to feed patches of red dirt. We were standing on a bleeding heart. I can hear the trees whisper to each other, like they're passing notes about what Sonia did to Jennifer and whether Tom will ever ask Sam to the Saturday night bonfire. I never noticed that before. I never noticed that if I brush my hand past a shrub and hold my hand up to my face, that its smell will linger. It smells like lemon, like that hot toddy drink that Dad used to make when I had a cold. I didn't even notice that I was still holding Dad's hand until when he spoke, he squeezed it. "Can you smell that?" he said. "Smells like serenity." If I could tell Dad about our trip to outer space, I could imagine him saying it was a metaphor for the stress I felt about my upcoming end-of-year exams. That I'm at a stage in my life where I'm questioning my identity, trying to contain my hormones, focusing on my studies, and paving the way for a decent career path that will keep me off the dole. I reckon Dad's opinion of our caravan-shaped spaceship adventure would have been a bit shit anyway. I mean, I'm not even worried about my exams. And whilst I do have a face full of pimples, I don't really think my hormones are changing. They look just the same to me. When Mum first went back to work, she said she had dreams as well, but not the kinds of dreams with aliens in them. She reckons she had dreams about standing on cliff tops, driving round in circles and her teeth falling out. She reckons the teeth one is some sort of trend she read about in the Women's Weekly. That was the difference between Mum and Dad. Mum could squish you until your ribs cracked and make sure you were on time for school, but Dad was always full of practical advice. He could fix anything from a sore toe to a leaking roof. I remember the time that Dad had to fix the pump on the water tank because it stopped working. Always practical. There's probably a name for people like that. What are they called again? The ones who are supposed to fix broken down hearts. Cardiola. Yeah, them. There was something about arteries or valves and there not being enough blood. Something about how the pump stopped working. Just like the pump on the water tank. Up there, standing on the top of that sunburnt mountain with Dad, holding his giant-sized, sweaty hand, was the safest I have ever felt. He used to have this great way of teaching me lessons through weird sayings that no one had ever heard of. When I was trying to make a decision about whether or not to sit with Susie or Rachel at lunchtime, he'd say, It's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, which I never got because I'm crap at maths. He told me once that I was a bird of a different feather. I really like that one. I reckon I had my dream about the spaceship because of the day that Dad had a bleeding heart. Maybe I just never noticed it before. Can you smell that? Smells like serenity. Thank you so much for listening to This Was Urgent Yesterday. It's been a pleasure joining you tonight.